Chosen one, pause for a moment and allow your spirit to become still, because what you are about to hear is not an ordinary message. If these words have found their way to you today, it is not by coincidence and it is not by chance. Heaven has a way of guiding truth to the exact soul that needs to hear it at the exact moment it is ready to receive it. And right now, something within your life is shifting. Something within your identity is awakening. For a long time, you sensed that your path was different from those around you. You felt it in the way your spirit responded to situations. You felt it in the way certain environments drained you while others awakened something powerful inside of you. You noticed that your journey was rarely easy and often confusing, as if you were being led through lessons that others never seemed to experience. But what you did not realize in those moments is that heaven was shaping you quietly, patiently, and intentionally for a purpose far greater than you could yet see. Anointed one, the season you are entering now is not the same season you have been living in. The atmosphere around your life is changing. The spiritual pressure that once felt heavy is beginning to transform into clarity. The uncertainty that once surrounded your decisions is beginning to dissolve into direction, and the loneliness you once felt while walking your path is about to be replaced with divine alignment. Heaven does not prepare someone for years only to abandon them at the threshold of their destiny. Heaven prepares with precision. Every delay you experienced, every closed door that confused you, every relationship that unexpectedly ended, every moment where you felt misunderstood or overlooked was not random. It was the refining fire that shaped the vessel you have become today. Chosen one, there were seasons when you questioned yourself deeply. You wondered if your sensitivity was a weakness. You wondered if your desire for depth was unrealistic in a world that often values surface-level success. You wondered why you could see patterns in people and situations that others seemed blind to. And sometimes you even wished you could turn off that awareness just to feel normal again. But heaven never designed you to be ordinary. The awareness within you, the discernment that often felt like a burden, is actually the foundation of your assignment. What you carry is not something that can be taught through books or learned through ambition. It is something that was cultivated through experience, through endurance, through moments where your spirit had to rely entirely on divine guidance because nothing else made sense. Anointed one, there is also something important you must understand about the timing of your life. Heaven never rushes a calling that carries influence. Before elevation comes preparation. Before visibility comes formation. Before authority comes refinement. And your journey has been filled with moments where heaven was shaping your character in private long before anyone would ever see the results in public. You were being trained to carry wisdom without arrogance. You were being trained to carry influence without losing humility. You were being trained to walk through environments of power without forgetting the spiritual foundation that sustains you. These lessons were not always comfortable. In fact, many of them came through experiences that stretched your heart and tested your patience. Chosen one, something else is beginning to take place around your life that you may not yet fully recognize. Certain connections that once felt natural are slowly fading away. Conversations that once energized you now feel exhausting. Environments that once seemed normal now feel spiritually heavy. This shift is not meant to isolate you. It is meant to reposition you. Heaven is recalibrating your surroundings so that the next stage of your journey unfolds in the right atmosphere. You cannot step into a higher level of purpose while remaining surrounded by influences that pull your spirit backward. Alignment requires separation. Growth requires transition, and destiny often requires the courage to release what once felt familiar. Anointed one, the truth is that you are being prepared to intersect with someone whose life is very different from your own. This individual carries influence, resources, and authority that the world recognizes immediately. Their life appears stable and powerful from the outside, yet within their spirit, something has been unsettled for quite some time. They have achieved what many dream of achieving. They have reached heights that most people spend their entire lives chasing. Yet, despite all of this, there is a quiet emptiness that success has not been able to fill. They are surrounded by advisors, colleagues, and admirers, but very few people around them possess the spiritual clarity needed to truly guide them. Chosen one, this is where your path begins to intersect with theirs. Not because you sought them out, and not because you tried to position yourself strategically, but because heaven orchestrates connections that serve a greater purpose than either person initially understands. Your life experiences, the wisdom you gained through hardship, the compassion you developed through your own struggles, these are the exact qualities that will resonate with them in ways they cannot easily explain. They may not immediately recognize why your presence feels different from others, but they will feel it. They will sense a calmness in you that is rare in their world. They will notice that you do not seek to impress them, manipulate them, or benefit from their status. Anointed one, authenticity is one of the most powerful forces in any environment, especially in spaces filled with ambition and competition. When someone who is accustomed to being surrounded by performance encounters someone who simply embodies truth, it disrupts their expectations in a powerful way. And your presence carries that kind of disruption. Not loud, not forceful, but unmistakable. The more time this individual spends around you, the more they will begin to sense that your perspective is different from the voices they usually hear. Your words will carry weight, not because you demand attention, but because your spirit is anchored in something deeper than personal gain. Chosen one, the coming season will reveal something extraordinary about the path you have been walking. The challenges you endured were not obstacles meant to stop you. They were stepping stones designed to strengthen you. The lessons you learned were not random hardships. They were the curriculum of a calling that requires depth, patience, and wisdom. Heaven has been shaping you quietly, while the world remained unaware of the transformation taking place inside you. And now the moment is approaching when those hidden preparations will begin to surface in ways you never expected. Anointed one, remain steady. Do not rush ahead of what heaven is unfolding. Continue to walk with humility. Continue to guard your spirit. And continue to nurture the connection you have with the divine presence that has guided you this far. The intersection that is approaching will not only change the trajectory of your life, but it will also open doors that influence far more than you can currently imagine. And when that moment arrives, you will realize that every step of your journey, every silent prayer, every unanswered question was leading you exactly where you were meant to be. Chosen one, your story is only beginning to reveal its true purpose. Chosen one, remain still for a moment and allow your spirit to settle, because what is unfolding in your life right now carries a significance that the world around you may not yet recognize. There are seasons when heaven moves quietly, almost invisibly, shaping events behind the scenes while life appears ordinary on the surface. And then there are moments when the unseen work begins to surface, when the hidden preparation starts aligning with visible opportunities. You are standing at the edge of such a moment. Something that has been forming beyond your awareness is now moving closer to manifestation. Anointed one, the truth is that heaven has been arranging details around your life with incredible precision. While you were navigating daily responsibilities, facing personal challenges, and trying to make sense of your path, divine orchestration was quietly taking place in the background. Conversations you were never part of, decisions made in rooms you have never entered, circumstances unfolding in lives you have never encountered, all of these threads are being woven together in a way that will eventually intersect with your own journey. Chosen one, there were times when you believed you had missed important opportunities. You looked back at certain moments and wondered if a different choice could have led you somewhere greater or faster.
But heaven does not lose track of its plans. What seems like delay to human understanding is often protection and positioning in the spiritual realm. If certain doors had opened earlier, you would have entered them with less wisdom, less discernment, and less clarity about who you truly are. Now, however, you carry the strength of experience. You carry the calmness that comes from surviving storms. You carry a deeper awareness of what truly matters and what does not. Anointed One, this internal transformation has not gone unnoticed in the spiritual realm. When a soul chooses integrity during moments of pressure, when a person continues to act with compassion even after experiencing disappointment, when someone refuses to compromise their values for temporary advantage, those choices create a spiritual signature. Your life has been creating such a signature for a long time, and that signature is now drawing attention from places you never expected.
Chosen One, the individual whose path is being guided toward yours has reached a stage where the familiar methods that once guaranteed success are no longer producing the same results. They are beginning to sense that the world they built, while impressive, does not contain the answers to the deeper questions forming within them. They have influence, resources, and the admiration of many, yet there is a quiet realization growing inside them that something essential is missing. Anointed One, people at their level of influence rarely encounter someone who speaks from a place of genuine spiritual grounding. Many voices around them are motivated by advantage, by ambition, or by the desire to remain in their good favor. Authentic guidance is rare in environments shaped by power and competition. That is why the presence you carry will feel unfamiliar to them at first. You are not approaching them with an agenda. You are not trying to gain access to their world. You are simply carrying the wisdom life has carved into your spirit. Chosen One, this difference will become increasingly clear when your paths begin to overlap. Conversations that might appear simple on the surface will carry deeper meaning beneath them. You will notice that when you speak, they listen differently than they listen to others. There will be moments when your perspective causes them to pause, to reconsider, or to reflect in ways they are not accustomed to doing. And while they may not immediately express it openly, they will begin to feel a sense of trust forming toward you. Anointed One, trust built on authenticity is one of the most powerful bonds that can exist between two people, especially when one of them has spent years navigating environments where genuine connection is rare. Your ability to remain grounded, to listen without judgment, and to offer insight without seeking recognition will gradually create a space where this individual feels safe enough to reveal parts of their inner world that they have kept hidden for a long time. Chosen One, when that moment arrives, you may initially feel surprised by the depth of what they share. Individuals who carry great influence often carry great burdens as well. The expectations placed upon them, the constant scrutiny of their actions, and the responsibility for decisions that affect many lives can create an internal pressure that few people truly understand. Your presence will offer them something they have not experienced often: the freedom to be honest without fear of being diminished. Anointed One, your role in that moment is not to solve their problems or to carry their responsibilities. Your role is to reflect truth, to offer clarity, and to remind them of the deeper purpose that may have been overshadowed by the demands of their success. Sometimes the most powerful guidance does not come from complicated solutions. Sometimes it comes from helping someone remember who they were before the world reshaped their priorities.
Chosen One, the connection forming between you and this individual will gradually open doors that once seemed unreachable. Invitations to conversations, opportunities to contribute ideas, and access to environments where important decisions are made will begin to appear. At first, these developments may feel surreal, almost as if you have stepped into a different version of your life. But remember this, nothing about this alignment is accidental. Anointed One, heaven does not place someone in influential spaces without preparing them internally first. The humility you developed through past struggles will protect you from becoming overwhelmed by recognition. The compassion you gained through personal hardship will allow you to remain connected to the human side of every situation. And the spiritual discipline you cultivated during quiet seasons will keep you grounded even when circumstances around you begin to change rapidly. Chosen One, there will also be moments in this new season when you must rely heavily on discernment. Not everyone who appears supportive will truly understand your purpose. Some individuals may approach you because they sense opportunity, while others may simply be curious about the change taking place in your life. This is why the inner sensitivity you developed over the years is so valuable. Your spirit has learned to recognize authenticity, and that awareness will guide you through complex environments where motives are not always clear. Anointed One, remember that elevation does not mean abandoning the qualities that brought you here. Continue to value sincerity over image. Continue to listen more than you speak. Continue to treat every person you encounter with dignity, regardless of their position or influence. These practices will preserve the purity of your purpose and ensure that the path unfolding before you remains aligned with the divine intention that initiated it. Chosen One, as this alignment continues to develop, you will gradually realize that your journey was never about achieving status or recognition. It was about becoming the kind of person who could enter significant spaces without losing their soul. It was about learning how to carry wisdom without arrogance, influence without manipulation, and authority without forgetting humility. Anointed One, the coming chapters of your life will reveal how every challenge you faced was shaping the foundation for something meaningful. The intersection now approaching will not only expand your opportunities, but will also allow the deeper qualities within you to impact others in ways that extend far beyond your immediate surroundings. Chosen One, the path ahead may still contain moments of uncertainty, but one truth remains constant. The same presence that guided you through your quiet seasons will continue to guide you as your influence grows. Stay connected to that source, remain faithful to the principles that shaped your character, and walk forward with calm confidence, because the alignment unfolding in your life is only the beginning of what heaven has prepared for you. Chosen One, there is something you must understand as this season continues to unfold. Divine alignment does not always arrive with loud announcements or dramatic signs. Often, it appears quietly, disguised as ordinary moments, simple introductions, or unexpected conversations. What many people overlook as coincidence is often the precise movement of destiny, positioning two lives to intersect at exactly the right time. And in your case, that intersection is closer than you think. Anointed One, the individual whose path is being drawn toward yours has been experiencing a strange shift in their inner world. Outwardly, their life appears stable, even impressive. The structures they built still stand, their influence still commands attention, their achievements still speak loudly in the rooms they enter. But inside, a deeper restlessness has begun to grow. There are nights when they sit in silence longer than usual, reflecting on choices they once made with confidence. There are mornings when success feels strangely empty, when the applause of others no longer carries the same satisfaction it once did. Something within them is asking questions that their usual environment cannot answer. Chosen One, people around them sense this change, but do not fully understand it. Some interpret it as stress. Others assume it is simply the natural fatigue that comes with responsibility. But the truth is far deeper than that. What they are experiencing is the beginning of an awakening, a realization that influence without purpose eventually loses its meaning. And that realization is exactly why your presence is becoming necessary in their life. Anointed One, you carry something that cannot be manufactured through wealth, education, or status. You carry perspective shaped by real life. You understand resilience, not from theory, but from experience. You understand patience because you have lived through seasons where answers took time to arrive. And you understand faith because there were moments when faith was the only thing that kept you moving forward. These qualities are rare in the circles where this individual operates. Chosen One, many people in positions of power become surrounded by voices that constantly agree with them, advisors who protect their own positions, associates who fear speaking uncomfortable truths, friends who admire their success but never challenge their perspective. Over time, such environments create a dangerous illusion, the illusion that success automatically equals wisdom. But deep inside, this person has begun to sense the limits of that illusion. There is a quiet hunger growing within them for something real, something honest, something that speaks beyond strategy and ambition. And when your path finally crosses theirs in a meaningful way, they will immediately sense that difference. Anointed One, the first interaction may not appear extraordinary to anyone watching from the outside. It might be a conversation during a gathering, a meeting arranged by someone else, or even a brief moment where ideas are exchanged unexpectedly. But something subtle will happen beneath the surface. They will notice the calmness in the way you speak. They will notice the absence of desperation in your energy. They will notice that you are not trying to impress them. And that alone will set you apart from almost everyone else they encounter. Chosen One, when someone has spent years navigating environments where every interaction carries hidden motives, sincerity becomes incredibly powerful. Authenticity becomes magnetic. And the quiet confidence you developed through your life journey will naturally draw their attention. At first, they may simply become curious. They might ask a few additional questions. They might seek your opinion on something small. They might test your perspective by presenting an idea and observing how you respond. None of this will feel like a formal evaluation, but in their mind, they will already be measuring something deeper than words. They will be measuring your character. Anointed One, this is where the preparation of your past becomes important, because the wisdom you carry did not come from books alone. It came from moments when life forced you to grow. Moments when you had to choose integrity even when compromise seemed easier. Moments when patience became the only option available to you. Those experiences created a foundation that cannot be easily shaken. Chosen One, as time passes, this individual will begin to realize that conversations with you bring a different kind of clarity. While others around them focus only on outcomes, you naturally bring attention to meaning. While many offer strategies, you offer perspective. While others reinforce ambition, you quietly remind them of purpose. And something within them will begin to respond to that, not with immediate declarations or dramatic changes, but with subtle shifts in the way they seek your presence. They may invite you to additional discussions. They may reach out unexpectedly for your thoughts on certain matters. They may even begin sharing concerns they rarely reveal to anyone else. This is not coincidence. This is alignment. Anointed One, when people in positions of influence find someone they trust, that trust can open doors that no amount of ambition could ever force open. But remember this clearly. The doors that will open through this connection are not meant to inflate your ego. They are meant to expand your impact. Chosen One, influence is a responsibility. The spaces you will gradually enter carry decisions that affect many lives, conversations that shape communities, ideas that can either build or damage depending on how they are guided. And that is why your presence in those spaces has been prepared so carefully. You were not shaped for applause. You were shaped for balance. You were not positioned for personal gain alone.
You were positioned to bring wisdom where wisdom is often missing. Anointed One, there may be moments when the sudden expansion of your environment feels overwhelming. New expectations, new relationships, new responsibilities, all arriving faster than you once imagined. But whenever that feeling appears, return to the quiet center that has guided you until now. The same spirit that sustained you in obscurity will sustain you in visibility. Chosen One, the truth is that your life is entering a chapter where the seeds planted in silence will begin to produce visible results. The patience you practiced when no one was watching will now become your greatest strength. The humility you learned during difficult seasons will protect you from becoming distracted by recognition. And the compassion you developed through personal hardship will allow you to connect with people at every level of society, from those who struggle quietly to those who lead loudly. Anointed One, this combination is rare, and that rarity is exactly why the intersection approaching your life carries so much significance. Because what is forming right now is not just a meeting between two individuals, it is the beginning of a partnership between influence and wisdom, a connection between success and purpose, a moment where two different journeys, shaped by completely different experiences, begin to move in the same direction. Chosen One, the world may never fully understand how such alignments occur. Many will simply call it luck. Others will assume it was networking or timing. But deep within your spirit, you will recognize the truth. You were guided here. Every delay, every challenge, every quiet season of preparation was positioning you for this exact moment in time. And what unfolds from here will reveal just how intentional that preparation truly was. Chosen One, as the final pieces of this alignment begin to settle into place, you may start noticing something unusual within yourself, a sense of calm anticipation, not the nervous excitement that usually comes before big changes, but a deeper feeling, almost like your spirit already knows that something significant is approaching. This feeling is not random. It is the quiet awareness that comes when preparation meets timing. Anointed One, the truth is that destiny rarely moves in isolation. When heaven prepares a shift in someone's life, it simultaneously begins moving other pieces across the board. Lives you have never met, opportunities you never planned for, and decisions made by people you have never spoken to, all begin aligning in ways that only make sense when the moment finally arrives. And your moment is approaching. Chosen One, the individual who is being guided toward your path is also reaching a point where they can no longer ignore the questions rising within them. For years, they have trusted systems, strategies, and the advice of experts around them. Those methods built their influence and expanded their reach, but now they are beginning to realize that influence alone cannot answer the deeper calling that has begun to stir inside their spirit. Success answered many questions, but it did not answer the most important one: purpose. Anointed One, this realization is often uncomfortable for people who have spent years building powerful structures around their lives, because purpose asks questions that ambition cannot solve. Purpose asks why certain achievements no longer feel fulfilling. Purpose asks why influence without meaning begins to feel heavy rather than rewarding. And when someone reaches that point, they begin searching, sometimes consciously, sometimes without realizing it, for voices that speak with honesty rather than strategy. That is where your presence becomes significant. Chosen One, when your conversations with this person deepen, they will begin to notice that your perspective does not come from the same place as the others around them.
You do not speak with the urgency of someone chasing influence. You speak with the steadiness of someone who has already learned that influence without integrity eventually collapses. Your words will carry weight not because they are loud, but because they are grounded. Anointed One, there will come a moment, perhaps during a quiet discussion, perhaps during a moment of reflection, when this individual will openly acknowledge the trust they have begun to place in your insight. It may not be dramatic. It may simply appear as a sincere request for your honest perspective on something important. But in that moment, a door will open. Not just a professional door, a spiritual door. Chosen One, what begins as a conversation will slowly evolve into something deeper, a relationship built on mutual respect and shared understanding. You will begin to see parts of their world that very few people are allowed to see, the pressure they carry, the decisions that weigh heavily on them, and the responsibility that comes with leading others. And they will begin to see something in you that is equally rare: clarity. Anointed One, many people can manage success. Few people can guide it with wisdom, and that is the role your life has been preparing you for. Not to stand above others, not to claim recognition, but to quietly influence decisions with insight that comes from a deeper source. Chosen One, the expansion of your influence will not happen all at once. It will unfold gradually through trust built over time. Small opportunities will grow into larger responsibilities. Casual discussions will turn into moments where your voice carries genuine impact. And through it all, one principle must remain at the center of your path: stay grounded. Anointed One, the higher someone rises in influence, the easier it becomes to lose connection with the simple truths that once guided them. Recognition can cloud judgment, praise can distort perspective, but the experiences that shaped your character were designed specifically to protect you from those traps.
You remember what struggle feels like. You remember what uncertainty feels like. You remember the quiet seasons when faith was your only anchor. Those memories will keep your spirit balanced, even when circumstances around you begin to change. Chosen One, there will also be people who question the sudden shift taking place in your life. Some will wonder how you gained access to spaces that once seemed distant. Others may assume it was luck or timing. A few may even doubt your role in the environments you begin entering. Do not allow those voices to distract you, because the truth is simple. You did not arrive here by accident. Anointed One, every lesson you learned, every challenge you endured, and every moment you chose integrity over convenience was shaping the person you are today. The world may only see the results now, but heaven saw the preparation long before anyone else noticed. Chosen One, the path ahead will bring opportunities that extend far beyond your original expectations. Conversations that shape important decisions, relationships that expand your perspective, moments where the wisdom you carry quietly redirects outcomes that affect many lives. And through all of it, your greatest strength will remain the same quality that carried you through your quietest seasons: humility. Anointed One, humility does not mean diminishing your value. It means remembering the source of your strength. It means understanding that the purpose unfolding in your life was never about personal glory. It was about becoming a bridge, a connection between influence and wisdom, between success and meaning. Chosen One, the alignment that is forming between your life and this influential figure is only the beginning of something much larger, because when wisdom enters spaces of power, transformation becomes possible. Decisions become more thoughtful, leadership becomes more compassionate, and influence begins serving a purpose greater than itself. Anointed One, as this chapter unfolds, continue listening to the quiet guidance that has led you this far.
Continue protecting your integrity even when new opportunities appear. Continue speaking truth with calm confidence, knowing that the voice within you was shaped for exactly these moments. Because the journey that once felt uncertain is now revealing its true direction. Chosen one, the meeting that is approaching will not simply change your circumstances, it will reveal why your entire path unfolded the way it did. Every delay, every lesson, every quiet season of preparation, all of it was guiding you toward this intersection of purpose and influence. And as the next chapter begins to open, one truth will become clearer than ever before. Your story was never ordinary. It was preparation for the moment when your wisdom would finally meet the world that needed it most.